ordered the Departments of State and Homeland Security to review the visa waiver program under which the female terrorist in San Bernardino originally came to this country. And that's why I will urge high-tech and law enforcement leaders to make it harder for terrorists to use technology to escape from justice.
The female terrorist who destroyed numerous lives in Southern California has forced the American government, law enforcement, and immigration to stop and pause. The first real instance of a woman being involved as a potential extremist ringleader is one thing. But now comes the line about using marriage to an American citizen in order to gain entry to this country and walk about undetected. Abuse of marriage is a new term for immigration investigators to continue. But even if we know all about it, how can we hope to stop this with an immigration system handcuffed by decades of bad decisions and a bureaucracy mired in partisan politics and indecision, all while more targets are being chosen, and the next attack could be days or hours away? Dig in. Let's welcome back the veteran political analyst who deems himself a genuinely conservative Latino. Heard at 700 KSEV in Houston, Texas, and 820 WBAP in Dallas-Fort Worth. Welcome back, Chris Salcedo. Chris, always a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you.
Great to see you.
Here you go, my friend. Let's get right to it here. We have an immigration system that's broken. We know it. We've known this for years. But now we have something called abuse of marriage. Hang on a sec now. Can you just imagine for a moment the money, the time that it's going to take and how we need to change the immigration system if you have to start asking people, look, are you in love or do you want to come here and blow somebody up? We're walking into territory here we're just not prepared for.
And it's even bigger than that. The vetting processes that this country is under right now is completely flawed. You know, Donald Trump took a lot of heat recently for saying he wanted to ban all Muslims from coming into the country, and I've been reasoning that's going to be largely ineffective. I think we ought to stop all immigration to this country until we get a responsible government in place, a government of, by, and for the people.
But what is that responsible government then, Chris? All right, I'm going to play that game with you here. What is that responsible government then, and where do we go? Because if you stop immigration, which some people say is exactly what we need right now, you're going to be hurting business in this country, tourism, you're going to be hurting businesses who need workers. I mean, look, I'm not out here playing that side, but I'm just saying it's got to be responsible, and to do something responsible, that could take years, knowing what goes on in Washington.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and it's great. It always falls on the onus of the American people to be responsible. We have a Congress right now who has been dithering, courtesy of Democrats, by the way, not doing any omnibus spending bills throughout the year, not earning their money, and so appropriations bills. And now they're waiting until the end of the year to do this huge omnibus bill and ram it down our throat because now it's an emergency because they haven't been doing any work all year long. So now it's the same story with having a responsible government as far as the vetting processes and immigration processes. They don't want to do any work for a living up there on Capitol Hill.
But let's then go to that, Chris. Let's go to that here for a minute. Let's talk about this, because if we're now talking about the K-1 visas and a woman coming in here or a man coming in here basically to become a citizen in order to move about America in order to create havoc and terror. Okay, we get that. But we've got student visas here. We have known for a long time that student visas are a bigger problem here, and there's a greater possibility of a terrorist coming in here on a student visa. It's too easy. You need a complete visa overhaul right now. How do you get to do that? Because I get it. The president's got to be online. He hasn't done anything there as far as this administration. The government needs to do something. But you've got to take the handcuffs off the immigration people and let them do their jobs, which means a lot of investigating and a lot of looking into backgrounds, not only here in America, but over in Syria, in Yemen, Saudi Arabia, wherever they come from.
Yeah, and let me give you an example, Ed. Right here in the state where I'm broadcasting to you from tonight, in the state of Texas. Folks in North Texas were just told, hey, guess what? We've got 1,000 illegal immigrants that just came storming across the border. We're going to move them into your community, and you have nothing to say about it. And people go, wait a minute. And the taxpayers up and down the chain are having to foot the bill for this. Nobody in America wanted illegal immigration, but the elected leaders in our nation are saying, sit down, shut up, and pay the bill. And it's not just illegal immigration. The visa program, you rightly point out, that's a problem. It's the entire apparatus. We have a bunch of feckless morons up in Washington, D.C. who are putting the well-being of people from foreign countries ahead of the well-being of United States citizens. And and you want to know why Trump is resonating so much with people? Is they're tired of being put last by Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill.
All right,
told, you know
stop
what?
right there. There you go. There you go. I'm going to stop right there. I only got about 45 seconds left, but is that the key? What Donald Trump did, maybe he might have said it wrong to a lot of people, but in essence, what he is saying is put the American people first and American security first and worry about the people who want to live here later. Can we say that that's a little more politically correct and gets to the point?
Well, yeah, the American people are tired of being put last, Ed, and I
Yes.
think that Donald Trump and Ted Cruz are some of the guys out there that are saying they want to put Americans first for a change.
Now, do you think, though, that can happen in a quick enough fashion, 15 seconds to you, in order to stop the next attack?
No.
Why?
Because there is no determination, there is no real serious government in place right now in the United States. That's why gun sales are going through record levels right now, Ed, is because the American people know they're on their own.
I'll leave that to you on that point. Chris Salcedo, don't forget KSEV 700 Houston and 820 WBAP in Dallas-Fort Worth. Thanks for joining us.